Hello friends. The title of the video, if you see it, is it really worth it to spend so many years on just one exam? Now, the title looks quite weird. The intention of putting this title, or the intention of my video, is the discussion which I had 2 days back with one of my very hard working student who did not clear the mains, and the question came out in our discussion: is it really worth it to try so hard for just clearing an exam? Now friends, I just want to discuss on this point today. Let us take any commendable achievement in life, any achievement which is bigger than, how do I measure it? Any achievement which is maybe socially recognizable, any achievement which puts our family on the next level, any achievement which gives us a kind of recognition or satisfaction. Any difficult goal in life will never come easy. And one more important aspect here, one more important thing which we should understand here is, generally, let's take, we are doing a 4 years engineering course. Most of us do, most of us are engineers, in fact doctors. And after 4 years of engineering, we spend 1 more year or 1.5 years. Now we get into a private sector or an IT job. Now I'm not saying these jobs are bad. I'm not saying these jobs are not motivating. But I can only say one thing. We have spent 4 years learning something in engineering. I don't know how much we have really learnt. And plus a 1.5 year you spend maybe for a course to get into a IT sector or some other job in a private sector. We have almost spent like 4 to 5 years, or you spend 1.5 years just getting trained to get into a private sector where your scope of influence, where your scope of decision making is just in the company where you are working. Now that's what I want to make a point here. When my scope of influence or the decisions which I take is just in a company which I am working for example, you're working for a bank, your decision making is purely in and around the bank. Yes, definitely it has an impact on the people who are coming to the bank, no doubt about it. When you're working for an IT company or MNC company, your decision making is in and around the IT company, or you're making profits for your boss, maybe an Indian or a foreigner. Now, if you can just think of those days where we would prepare for engineering, just imagine in intermediate itself, in some of the South Indian states, there is something called as IIT coaching or MSET coaching, where students used to slog. In fact, I also studied engineering, where we used to study almost like 12 hours, 13 hours. In between breaks, we had coffee breaks, we used to solve maths problems in between. So we used to work so hard that time without feeling, oh, we are working so hard, or we are in that grind basically, where that 2 years of our intermediate +1 and +2, we were in that mode. Okay, fine, let's clear, let's get into that engineering. So getting into a college which will shape my future tomorrow, we were working so hard without thinking, because maybe our brains were not so matured, maybe our parents have asked us to do, and therefore we decided to do, though we like it or not. Now after engineering, the 4 years of engineering, we decided, yes, let's do something, let's hang on, let's enjoy, and let's study for some time. We get some job tomorrow, let me lead a life. Now here comes the decision. Do I want a life which is challenging? Do I want a life which has grind? Do I want a life where I can improve lives of others? Or do I want a life where my scope of decision making is going to influence a district, or is going to influence my nation, or is it going to influence far above a small company or a big multinational company? Now, this is a personal call. You want to just stay home happy and just enjoy life with your family? Or is it like you want to go beyond these barriers, break these barriers? Now, once we have taken a decision, or you want a job which is far beyond a regular job, or you have taken a decision to do a small business, just imagine to set up a small kirana shop and make it a brand in your local area itself takes more than 2.5 years. Just imagine about startups where there's put in a lot of efforts. It takes minimum 5 to 6 years to keep a startup moving. And this percentage of success rate in a startup which really gives you recognition. You are able to hear about only those startups which are really successful. There are many which died. Don't you think they are not fighting to make a mark in the society, to make a mark, or to prove yourself, or to prove your real identity? It takes efforts, it takes guts, it takes risks. There may be once we fail, the second time again you fail. Now nowadays we give up very easily. Why are we giving up so easily? Here's the question. If you don't like it, we should not get into it. But once we have decided, once we have taken a call, then there is no going back. Before taking a call, you do all the math possible, all the permutations and combinations possible. But once we have taken a decision, there is no question of going back. Now, this is what I truly believe, and this is what I tell my students. Sir, we are in the mid of the ocean. Now, this is my 4th attempt or 4th mains. Now, shall I give my 2 more mains now? Or shall I drop everything? It's an individual choice. It's an individual choice. But at the same time, in mid of the ocean, I have to swim back also. Or I have to swim forward. Sir, is there a guarantee that I will swim to the other shore? There is no guarantee for anybody who is swimming the ocean. We are not swimming a swimming pool where there is guarantee. We are swimming an ocean. When you are swimming an ocean, when you are swimming an ocean, as part of evolution process, you may die or you may come out victorious. But the process itself, the vigorous process itself will make you a better person. The process itself will open up different avenues which you don't even realize are real avenues. These avenues may be far, far better than your small choices which you would have taken. But provided you give your 100%. I mean, you give your 100%. What I mean by 100%? Complete dedication towards what we are doing. Okay, the result may come in an unexpected manner which you may not even imagine. It may not be a rank in the civil services exam alone. It can be something else which you wouldn't have imagined. So there are different avenues for those who failed in the exam also. A small exam can never decide somebody's life. In fact, nobody's life, in fact. But at the same time, what are we doing right away? Are we into it 100%? Are we always oscillating in our mind whether to do it or not and still going ahead? It is only 50% effort. You have lost the battle in the mind, then there's no point in fighting the battle or fighting the war out in reality. So if you want to really win the battle, battles are won in the mind first. There's some saying. So just decide. And once we have decided, in mid of the ocean, when you've already used all your weapons, there is some problem. There's some weapon which you have not used. Or there is the direction where you're going wrong. Just think peacefully. But just remember one important point. All commendable successes in this world, in this field of business, in the field of music, in the field of politics, let it be any field, any commendable success which somebody really recognizes, which the society accepts as a greater success, which you feel as a big success, takes time, takes effort. I recollect a small sentence of Subhash Chandra Bose, whom I like very much. He makes a statement saying that life loses its half interest when there are no risks to be taken. Just imagine there's a job which you're doing, going morning 9, coming back 4, 4:30. Now somebody says you're giving a lot of time to your family, but in a dull manner, the next 30 years you're going every day morning, packing your boxes, coming back. Just think, is this life what you want? And then just take a call. Once we have taken a call, we are in the war. And once we are in the war, there is no looking back. That's all. I hope you like this video. And I hope you understand the intention of my video. And just forward this video to all serious people who feel there is pain. We are in the middle. Everybody is fighting a battle. Everybody is fighting the battle. Whether it is small or big. When the battle is on, the mindset is very, very important. So thank you. Signing off.